Which Apple Watch should you buy? Apple Watch Ultra 2 or Apple Watch Series 10? Here's how they compare after 3 months. Before we get into all of this, if you want to keep up to date with the latest Apple news, consider hitting that subscribe button. So it's been more than 3 months since we got the Apple Watch Series 10 and the black version of the Apple Watch Ultra 2. So I wanted to combine basically my long-term reviews with a comparison on which of the two models you should probably buy. I wore the Ultra 2 for a whole year before moving to the Series 10 over the last few months. Here's how they stand up in actual use, and I'll break through all of the jargon to give you the top reasons to buy each of them. There are a lot of subtle differences between these two watches, from the inclusion of a siren on the Ultra to the S10 vs S9 SIPs. But of all of it, I'd say there are only 3 real reasons to buy the Apple Watch Ultra 2 instead of the Apple Watch Series 10. The first is design. I think the rugged aesthetic looks fantastic, and watches are so personal. A bulky, outdoorsy design is what some folks look for, and you won't get that with the Apple Watch Series 10. That design also packs plenty of benefits, from the large 49mm screen that's also super bright, enables the dual GPS functionality, and even the action button. Personally, I was never able to quite convince myself to use the action button. Nothing ever really stuck. The second reason to go with the Apple Watch Ultra is the battery life. Earlier this year, I was at CES, so I had to stop by our sponsor's booth, ESR, which had a great bunch of new products on display, as usual. Starting off with an updated version of their popular cases. Of course, you have MagSafe and all of that, but these new ones have glass covering over the camera control. It is super smooth and gives you just the same feeling as not even using a case at all, or even using Apple's cases. It is super reactive, smooth, responsive, like everything that you want a camera control cover to be. Plus, my favorite version of these ESR cases has that stash stand built in to the camera ring for some added extra features. I love that they've updated these in both the hybrid and their classic cases. Next up, they have their 3-in-1 charger. This is just always a hit, so if you haven't seen their latest version, it does include Cryo Boost. You can see the light actually as I remove the phone. That means that that fan has been going, and it cools your phone, active cooling, to help keep it lower temperature to improve charging performance. And as I said, it is a 3-in-1 charger, so I've got my Apple Watch charge, fast charging on the back, my iPhone in standby mode, and then a set of AirPods there on the front on that small little keypad. The last product I was checking out is the Halo Lock Mag Mouse. This is entirely new. It has this little stand here that attaches to the top of your laptop magnetically so the mouse doesn't go anywhere. Has 4 directions of scrolling for the wheel, has an integrated USB-C cable in the bottom so you can charge it up anytime you need to, and it works with either an RF transmitter there over USB, or you can use Bluetooth, which is obviously the easiest way here on your Mac. Comes in 3 different colors from white, black to space gray. If you want to learn more about any of their new tech, you can find links for it down below in the description. After a few months with the Series 10, the battery life is enough for me to get through the day and through the night with only brief top-offs. It's still a daily thing though. When I wear the Ultra 2, I can go probably 2 to 3 days before I need to charge it again. It's much less stressful. Apple Watch Series 10 charges super fast, 80% in only 30 minutes, but you still have to charge it. What's more important to you if you had to choose a compact design or more battery life? Let me know down below in the comments. Finally, and this is admittedly fairly niche, but scuba diving. The Ultra 2 is certified for 100 meters of depth and for recreational diving. It's not the best dive watch in the world. There's no air integration like on my Garmin, but it unlocks dive computers for so many more people. If you're a diver, I'd for sure suggest the Ultra. It's a backup dive computer if you already have one, plus you can just wear it diving and record water temperature, workout, and more while you're under. So, why buy the Apple Watch Series 10 then? Honestly, it kind of boils down to 2 primary reasons over the Ultra. First is the easiest. Price. There's a $400 price difference between the cheapest Apple Watch Series 10 and the Ultra 2. That frankly could be the only reason why to get the Series 10. the value does drop quite substantially with resale, so it's hard to justify the higher priced models of Apple Watch. If you jump up to the larger sizes or opt for titanium, that does up the cost a little bit though of the Series 10. Still, I'd argue that the aluminum Apple Watch is still the most popular because you get basically all of the features over the aging SE at the best price. The second reason is the design. It's why I left the Ultra 2 for the Series 10. I think the Ultra 2 has its design fans. There are similar people who look for the more streamlined modern look of the Series 10, myself included. It's thin and super comfortable, especially for sleep tracking, and it's much more compact on your wrist. You also have more color and material options. The Ultra 2 is only available in black and natural titanium, while the Series 10 comes in various colors in aluminum and polished titanium. Get glossy jet black aluminum or polished gold titanium. Personally, as you can see, I've been rocking the polished natural titanium Series 10 here. Even though it's been more expensive and lacks some of the resale value, I love the design of this watch. So yes, there are other differences. The Series 10 has the S10 chip versus the S9 in the Ultra 2, but it's not faster, and it's basically just a new display driver that enables the new display, which has better brightness at angles, but even that isn't a big deal, since the Ultra 2 has a 50% brighter overall display in general. Truthfully though, you can't go wrong here. I have been incredibly impressed with the latest versions of Apple's wearables. They have been amazingly rock solid, and Apple has added a lot of new features with watchOS 11. There's just a lot to love here, and these are by far the best wearables that Apple has ever created in the Apple Watch family. You're not going to pick up the Series 10 or the Ultra 2 and really be disappointed if you understand what it is that you're buying there and the compromises you make between the two models. Choose the one that makes sense for you. If you're looking to pick up one of the new watches, we started gathering a whole bunch of deals, and they're listed down below in the description. Otherwise, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.